And if you heard that Taylor Swift actually came out with a new album. Hey guys, welcome back to Sash Sessions with McKenna. And today we have a very, very special guest coming in. When we have Crystal!
Hello, how are you?
I am awesome. We have lots of questions we need to ask you, this or that questions. And they're really hard.
Okay, I'm going to do my very best.
Be aware.
I will tell you, I've never been interviewed by a kid your age. So this could be the toughest interview I've had. And fun fact, I haven't actually had to interview for a pageant since 2019. So I better get my answer shoes on. I'm ready for you.
It's a long time.
I know.
Well, the first question is leopard or zebra?
Oh, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, leopard. I always tell people when leopard goes out of style, I'm going to be in big trouble because I got a whole closet of it. So I will just be the lady who dresses not in style, leopard print all the way.
Oh my gosh, yes. Me too. Shoes or purses?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay. For many, many years, I would have been a purse girl. But I would have to say right now at the present moment, I am a shoe girl. So I think I go in and out of that one, but today I'm a shoe girl. But for many years, I was a purse girl. But one thing for sure, I will always love my handbags.
Yeah, handbags are pretty snazzy. Billy or coffee?
Did you say Billy or coffee?
Yes.
Well, let me tell you the fun fact about Billy and coffee. Every single night, I set my coffee maker up, which is actually behind me, and all he has to do is press the button. And every single morning, Billy brings me my coffee to bed. So I would say Billy, then coffee, because someone has to walk that coffee up to me in the mornings.
Pools or beaches?
Oh, hands down, pools. So I love to sit on the beach. I really, really do. And I do love to look at the ocean and listen to it, but I like to get into a pool.
I like beaches better.
I love beaches too. I just really prefer pool water because sometimes things just swim up to you in the ocean and I am not ready for it, girl.
Yeah. General Mitchell or Orlando International?
Oh, Milwaukee Airport, MKE for code all day long. My favorite airport to fly in and out of. It's where all my friends, fly in and out of. So many of my friends, not all of them, but so many of them. MKE all day long. Easiest in and out airport. People are nice and I love it. And they know me there.
And my grandpa used to work there.
I know. So I love that airport because it's just easy in and out. And when I walk out the door, someone is always there to pick me up.
Now, this is the other very hard question.
Hey, I'm here.
Tori or Raymond?
Okay, so that's an impossible one.
You can't say both.
I have to say both. So I will say this. They are two completely different children. Tori is obviously the oldest one and a former pageant girl herself. And so Tori for bringing over my little cat grandbaby that she has now, Coco Chanel. And Raymond, who's still in college, who wrestles over at Southeastern. Raymond, who brings me the major heartbeats during all wrestling matches. So I would have to give that one a 10 out of 10 for both.
Okay. Florida or Wisconsin?
Oh, so Florida. But Florida is really the purpose behind it is going to be because I absolutely love the weather. But the largest part of my heart will always be in the Midwest. I'm actually, everybody thinks I'm from Wisconsin, but I'm actually from Illinois. But Wisconsin just holds a very special place in my heart. And if there ever comes a chance that I purchase a second home, it would be in the great state of Wisconsin, because that is where so many of my family and friends reside. And my family's just right over the border in Illinois. So it's a twofold, but Florida definitely for weather. Although I will tell you, it was very cold today.
It was very, very cold today. It snowed a few days ago.
I don't miss that.
Yeah. And plus, you like that probably more because you live there.
Yeah, I do. I like being right next to Disney.
Steak or seafood?
Oh, seafood all the way. Hands
Oh
down,
me too.
I am a seafood fanatic, particularly shellfish. I love lobster, crab, oysters, mussels, clams, you name it. I love it. I love all fish. I'm a seafood girl all the way. I'm
Even
married to a
raw
steak
fish?
guy.
Even
I
like
love raw tuna, raw salmon, and anything. My favorite sushi, when people ask me, is anything raw.
Oh my gosh. Sushi is my favorite food.
I just had sushi on Saturday.
Lucky.
Sushi hits different in Florida.
Coach or Betsy Johnson?
Oh, I'm an old school girl, so I would have to choose Coach. And because I'm a coach, fun fact, one of the sweetest gifts I ever received was from a teen out of Wisconsin, and she gave me a backpack, and it was a Coach backpack. And at first I didn't process it. And she said, I got you this backpack because you're my coach, and it's Coach. So I'm going to choose Coach.
Now this is another one. It's easy for me though, because there's only one choice that I can make in this one. Driver or passenger?
Passenger. I'm a passenger all day long. I know that Billy, it drives him crazy, but I'm a passenger all day long. I love it when Billy drives me. I get picked up from Milwaukee Airport when I land, and I would prefer to be a passenger all the time, every day, 100% if I could.
Passenger, really? I thought you were going to say driver.
No. You know what? I was a driver for so long when I worked in sales, and I had to drive from location to location. So passenger is my pick for sure.
I mean, that's my only choice because I can't drive. I'm only 9 years old.
One day.
Now we actually are going to go view some questions, but there's one of my favorite pictures of us two.
I love that picture. I remember being there just this year, and I love being able to watch you compete in your pageant, and you did such a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now we're moving on to the real questions now.
Okay.
How did you get started with pageants?
Oh, so my daughter competed in her first pageant in like 2010. And I was actually at a pageant, and someone said to me, you should consider competing. And I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be for me. And so I did, and I won this pageant. And I won the overall title. So they had divisional titles, and it was out of Wisconsin. Fun fact, maybe that's why I love Wisconsin so much. And I didn't get called for my divisional title. So I assumed I had not won. And the funniest thing was I wasn't even like upset. I was just like, I was grateful to be there. I was so glad. At the time I was like 37 years old. And I was like, oh, you know what? It was such a fun experience. I had a good time with my girlfriends, and it was fun. Well, they get to the end, and they said, we're going to call an overall. And this is the overall winner of the entire pageant. Well, I'm not even thinking I'm in the run for this, okay? I'm like, I don't know if you had to pay extra, or if it just was included, or if I'm even a contender for this. So I wasn't really thinking. And then all of a sudden they call my name, and I win this overall pageant. And I'm sitting there in Wisconsin, and the judges are from Wisconsin. And I didn't know anybody in Wisconsin at the time because I'm from Illinois. And one of the judges came up to me after the pageant, and she said to me, you should go to Mrs. America. And I said, I'm 37. I'm 37 years old. There's no way I'm going to go to Mrs. America. I think I'm too old. And she said, no, I think you could go to Mrs. America, and I think you could do really, really well. Well, 2 years later, I stood on the Mrs. Illinois America stage, and on my very first try, I won Mrs. Illinois America, and went to Mrs. America and placed top 15, and the rest is history. I've won a lot of times in 9 years, and I have loved it. And every single time I have loved it, regardless of what title I've won. I've always gone for systems I've loved, and I've embraced every single year since the first time I ever competed. My first pageant was in 2014.
That is so cool. I never knew that about you. How come you didn't tell me?
Yes, and actually, fun fact, that lady's name, your mother and your grandmother know her. Her maiden name was Stephanie Obst.
Stephanie Opes?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she's the one who inspired me to keep on going.
Wow, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our next question is, besides winning a title, what would you say is your biggest or most memorable pageant accomplishment?
Besides winning a title, my biggest, most memorable pageant accomplishment gets to happen for me every single day. And that is every single time I get to sit at my desk and coach a queen to her dreams. And I always tell people, everyone doesn't have the same dream. Everyone's dream is not always just to win. Sometimes they want to be with their sister friends. They want to push their platform. They want to do service. They want to be a pillar in their community.
Yes.
You know, they want to do all of those things. And so for me, actually, fun fact, the biggest accomplishment I get to have is that I get to be a part of their journey every single day, and I get to watch them achieve their dreams. And besides obviously winning myself, seeing that happen is a very close second. Also, I would tell you, seeing my daughter win her pageants before I ever competed in my first pageant was very, very special.
Now, that is cool. That's also a very good achievement.
Well, thank you.
Pageants are something that you can really meet friends and get to know a lot of people. So that's super cool.
I will tell you that has been the best part of pageants for me, has been that I have made some of the best friends of my whole life. And I would tell everybody that if you go to a pageant and you don't make a friend or 20, you did something wrong, because there is no way that you are not just going there and just enjoying being in the presence of other great women who are all on the same mission like you are. And it's one of my most special things.
Yes. What is your secret to success?
My secret to success is twofold. One, I get up every single morning at 5 o'clock in the morning, even on the weekends, because I'm an early bird. And I've always said the early bird gets the worm. But I really do believe in getting up early, getting my day ready. And the other is I'm very well planned and organized. So I'm already planning into November of 2026, so that I can make sure that I don't overpromise and underperform, and that I'm everywhere I need to be. And so I plan my day out in half an hour increments, and I schedule everything in my day that needs to be done. And I really do believe the secret to success, especially when you're an entrepreneur, is that you are willing to jump out of that bed and work hard. You are well planned and well organized. And I will say I am those three things.
Now that is super cool, and I love that you use the giant word entrepreneur. So cool. Is that how you pronounce it?
That is how you pronounce it. So business owner for short.
Next question. What motivates you most?
What motivates me most is, I'll tell you, the best motivation I get is when my phone goes off on FaceTime. Now, I'm not supposed to get a call at this moment, but I know a contestant that I coached is at her pageant. And when my phone goes off and she pops up on the screen and she won, and she's so happy, she's crying. So number one, what motivates me most is that I get to be there for other people on a daily basis, and I pour into them. And the second thing that motivates me is my family. I've always wanted to be a really good example of a good, balanced, hardworking wife and mother. And being able to showcase those traits really does motivate me a lot.
Now that is good motivation, all right.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Next question. What is your most embarrassing pageant moment? Now, I was really excited for this one last night.
Well, I knew this interview would not be easy when it was coming from you, McKenna. So my most embarrassing pageant moment It did not happen at a pageant. I'll tell you that.
Really?
So I was going to travel to meet three of my friends from Wisconsin and cheer on Mrs. Wisconsin United States in Memphis, Tennessee. It's when I first moved to Florida. And so Autumn Castine and Susan Visner and Rochelle, who's now Rochelle Henke, were already in Memphis. And I was going to fly there and meet them. So I get to the airport. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've got like a 7 o'clock flight. And I go to check in and I give them, they ask you for your ID. They didn't ask me for a boarding pass. And they put my ID through the little scanner and it goes dong. And I was like this. I'm like, oh. And the lady's like, oh, it's okay. It'll go through. Let's try it again. She goes dong. And she goes, and she first words out of her mouth, she says to me, okay, don't panic. And I'm like, okay, now I'm gonna panic. And she's like, but you're at the wrong airport. And so I had gone to Orlando International, and I was actually supposed to be at this airport called Sanford. And I didn't even know that Orlando had a second airport. So I'm like, I'm going to miss my flight. She's like, you might make it, but you're probably going to miss it. But I would try to get over there if I were you. So I jump in an Uber, and he takes me over there, and I get through security, and they're calling my name on the overhead. And I'm calling my friends to tell them I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. I'm never going to make it. And I made it as the lady was closing the door. And it was my most embarrassing moment because little did I know I had moved to the state of Florida and I did not know there were two airports in Orlando.
Oh my gosh.
Tell me, that's exactly what I was saying as I drove over to the other airport that I did not even know existed. Tell me about it.
Oh my gosh. Why does life do this to you?
I don't know. That's all I could think as we drove over at like 5:20 in the morning. Why does life do this to me? I would love to teleport.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Tell me about it.
Then I wouldn't be getting to school at 7:51.
Right. Just teleport us where we need to go.
And then I'll be there early and I'll have like an hour to work on my morning work. That would be a dream. I get all my homework done in like 5 minutes.
Tell me about
5
it.
minutes. Probably like an hour. But like if it was 1 hour earlier.
We're there.
Yeah. All right. Next question. Tell us all about your kids.
Oh, so I have a daughter named Tori. Tori is going to be 24 years old next 24 years old next month, and I have a son named Raymond is going to be 20 in March, so they're just over 4 years apart, and they're really the lights of our lives. Tori graduated from University of Central Florida, went on to be a top salesperson. She's been rated a top salesperson at a company out of Naples, Florida, where she lives. And Raymond is a wrestler over at Southeastern University, and this year he wrestles the 149 spot. Both of my kids were athletes growing up. Tori was a gymnast. She did cheer. She also loved pageants, but she found her passion in music. So she was the drum major for the marching band in high school, and did earn a scholarship to University of Central Florida because of it. And Raymond has always wrestled. He's wrestled since he was 4. So if you do the math, between 4 and almost 20, that's how long he's wrestled. Very first time he ever took a mat was in Morris, Illinois at 4 years old. And both of them are incredibly similar, but very, very different in not only the way that they look, but in the way that they talk and the way that they act. But they are truly, truly the lights of our lives. And we are just so happy that we have the two of them. One boy, one girl.
Antonyms.
Yeah, one boy, one girl, and that's plenty.
No more.
Let's see.
Tell us about your parents.
Oh, my parents. So my parents are originally from, well, my dad was born in Puerto Rico, and they are originally from Chicago. And back in 2005, we moved to a small town, a small farm town west of Chicago. And that's where they still live today. My parents are super cool. Actually, they're super fun, super funny, and super cool to hang out with. They love going out to dinner. My mother also loves cheetah print. She also loves handbags. I will tell you that I get my style from her. But my mom is a blonde hair, blue eyed person, and I am clearly not. So I look just like my dad. And my parents are actually really, really young too. They're like 65 and 66 years old. So they love to travel and come and see us for the holidays. We've always loved celebrating holidays with them because we were neighbors for like 16 years when I lived in Illinois. And they're coming here in December to see us for Christmas. And we're super excited. We're going to be going to St. Augustine to see the lights. And we're going to be going to Naples to see Tori. And we're just going to have a really, really fun time. So we love to celebrate holidays with them and do fun things with them and hang out with them and watch football games. We've always watched lots and lots of sports together and hang out together.
Why do you think you have such a huge circle of friends, pageant and non-pageant? How do you manage to maintain those friendships long term?
So I think I have such a great circle of friends, pageant and non-pageant, because I truly think about them and pour into them, and they pour into me. I am grateful. I will tell you every single day, and I am blessed to have the friends in my life that I do. I'm a girl's girl at heart. I love, seeing my friends. I will get on a plane to see them. They will get on a plane to see me. And I really just embrace everything that makes us similar, but also the things that make us different. Yeah, those are some of my good friends. And I always have a really open circle for friends. I welcome, great friends and great women into my life. I foster those relationships and I care about those relationships immensely. And so I always tell people, if somebody doesn't call you, call them. If they call you, answer the phone and really pour into those friendships because I pride myself on that if I were to go almost anywhere in the world, I've met someone, know someone, or I'm friends with someone there. And I'm very, very grateful and blessed for that. I have friends because I consider friendships a blessing. They're not a chore, they are a blessing, and I'm grateful for them.
That is awesome. So there's
Thank you.
always an open seat for another friend.
Every day, just call me. My cell phone is pretty public.
What charitable organization means the most to you?
What charitable organization means the most to me is historically any charity that focuses on food security and food insecurity. I have always been a longtime volunteer at the Northern Illinois Food Bank, the Cradles to Crayons out of Chicago, multiple food pantries, including the Kendall County Food Pantry, where I collected pennies for milk. Um, Hezit House, which is I've made meals for the homeless during Christmas months. Actually, also collected 250 blankets back in 2020 during the coldest months of the year so that they could each have a blanket to take with them. Any organization worldwide, not just in Illinois, but that's where I'm from and that's where I lived for so long, that focuses on food, giving food security and fighting food insecurity is something that's important to me. I don't believe that any person that lives here should go hungry. I really, really don't. And I do think that there are some solutions that we as people can do to help to help fight that and solve that. It's always been my passion.
Yes, that is good. That's really good because sometimes some people get a lot more food than other people do, and sometimes people don't eat that food and it goes to waste, and then other people don't get food when so many other people that could have eaten that food.
I live in a house and we call it a no waste household. So we are anti-wasting food. So whatever's in that refrigerator and whatever's in that pantry over there, we're going to make a meal out of it and that's what we're going to eat. And I believe in that because I don't like to waste food. Never have.
Yes, that is very good. That's something that I don't think anybody should waste food, and I hope nobody wants to because that's just mean.
Agreed.
And now for a shameless plug. What are your favorite earrings? Specifically, cannabis earrings.
Well, I will tell you, So first of all, Kennedy Boutique is my favorite earring. It's not even a shameless plug. It's totally 100% true. I will tell you that I wear them everywhere because they're light. They don't bother my ears. They've never bothered my ears, and I can wear them for hours and hours and hours at a time, and I love them. I've loved them since the day your grandma sent me a message and said, I'm opening up an earring boutique. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to get my first pair. I have a lot of Kennedy Boutique earrings, probably not as many as you, though, since it's not named after me. It wasn't named Crystal B Boutique. But I love Kennedy, and these are probably some of my favorites right now because obviously they match with a lot of my clothes.
Yes, yes. I mean, you have a whole closet full of leopard, and your earrings are leopard. As you say, leopard is better than zebras. Zebra prints. So.
It's just my favorite.
I agree.
Will tell you that I'm looking so forward. I totally wore this on purpose because our pageant event is coming up, and I get to see you in January, and I'm so excited for the pageant event. And our theme this year is the Safari Soiree, so this seemed fitting.
Well, it also feels really weird because I'm interviewing you, and you normally interview me.
I know. And actually, I'll tell you, fun fact, I was more nervous about this interview than I was my pageant interviews.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like, no, I'm the new Crystal, and you're the new McKenna.
Sure.
There, bam, chicka, bam. There you
go. Now
go.
I know what you feel like for 30 minutes.
Well, thank you for coming on my podcast, aka Sash Sessions with McKenna. And this will probably be our longest podcast.
Well, McKenna, I am so grateful that I could be on your podcast. I will tell you, I remember the day that you were born. I can remember when your mom was pregnant with you, and I can remember before you were born. So it is such a joy to have you in my life. And I was all too excited to accept and say yes to being on your podcast. And it's been a minute since I've been on a podcast because I haven't competed in a pageant in a long time. But I will tell you, I had a joy today, and I looked forward to it all day. I couldn't wait to see what you were going to ask me, and I was hoping I would be able to answer your questions.
Yes, there's only one question you couldn't answer.
I knew you were going to call me out.
You couldn't answer. We'll just say that you did answer and pretend like there was a third choice, and you could pick two.
You couldn't pick. I just had to pick those two.
Pretend like Billy was in there.
Poor Billy. Well, thank you for having me on your podcast. What a treat and what a joy, and I'm so excited.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.